Hey, it's Maria. I wanted to do a video to kind of explain how to track your macros using MyFitnessPal. I feel like this is the best way to teach you how to utilize this tool. So, what I'm going to be doing is talking here on the video, but I'm also going to be recording my screen so that you can see what I'm talking about. So, before we start talking about MyFitnessPal, I just want to briefly summarize what macros are. So, macros is short for macronutrients, which are the big parts of food, which are carbohydrates, protein, fats, and some people like to track fiber, which is hand in hand with carbohydrates. You will find fiber in carbohydrates. So, MyFitnessPal is an app on your phone. It is free, or you can upgrade to the premium, but the free works just fine. No need to spend the $50 if you don't want to. The free works just as well as the premium with a few differences. I use the free one. It has everything I need. So MyFitnessPal is a tool for you to utilize tracking macros. And we can track macros to make sure we're eating enough. We can track macros to go into a surplus if we're trying to grow muscle. And then we can go into a deficit, which is below maintenance, to lose body fat. But you only want to go in a deficit if you are in a good starting place. That's a whole different video. Okay, so MyFitnessPal. Let's go ahead and start my screen recording and I will talk you through it. And I'll put up the screen recording right here as I'm talking through so that you can see that. All right, so when you go into MyFitnessPal, you will have to create an account. My account is already created. So this is what you will see when you click onto the app. All right, so at the top you'll have your goal, your caloric goal, and then it will have minus how many calories you've eaten plus exercise. Ignore that. You don't want to add back the calories that you have burned via exercise, so ignore that one. And then it gives you your remaining calories. So really the only two numbers that you want to pay attention to are your goal and your food. Below that you'll find articles. Some of them are really great reads. Some of them are workouts. I definitely would recommend browsing that. Some of those articles are definitely helpful. All right, so when it comes to adding food into your MyFitnessPal, you're going to click the little blue plus button at the bottom. When you click that, it gives you options. You can log your weight, water, status, food, or exercise. Since we are only using MyFitnessPal to track our food, we are going to just click food. All right, so then it gives you a choice of if you're logging breakfast, lunch, dinner, or snacks. So we'll go ahead and start with breakfast. Okay, these are all of the foods that I log frequently. So once you start using the app, it will kind of remember which foods you eat on a daily basis, which is kind of neat. It eventually saves a lot of time. So if you're new to MyFitnessPal and you have a brand new account, you will not see any of these foods here. So you have two options when you're logging foods. You can either use the scan. I don't have any food on me, but you can scan the barcode and it will automatically log in your food. Or you can search for a food. Since most produce do not have barcodes unless they're like in a pre-packaged, pre-cut type of container. But if you're buying loose produce, you're gonna have to punch it in. So let's say for breakfast I had raspberries. Okay, so there's raspberries. It comes right up. Now, you can change the serving size. It gives you a lot of options. You can do 1 cup, 1 berry, grams, or ounces. The rest can be useful for different kinds of foods, right? Like a tablespoon, that would be useful for butter or nut butter, things like that. Ounces would be useful for any like sauces or dressings. Grams is useful if you are weighing like protein or carbohydrates. So for this purpose, we're going to let's do 1 cup. Okay, I didn't have 50 cups. So I had 1 cup of raspberries for breakfast. So there it is. It logs your calories, how many carbs, proteins, and fats are in 1 cup of raspberries. Then I'm going to click the little check mark at the top, and I'm going to add the food. And you can see that it logged the calories from my raspberries, and it shows me my remaining balance for calories for the day. Again, let's go back and add organic oatmeal. Okay, so it didn't pop up, so I'm going to hit search. And there we go. Let's just go with, okay, so I'm going to go with organic oatmeal, 1/2 cup. All right, so I'm going to click on oatmeal, and let's say I had 1/2 cup of oatmeal. So the serving size is already at 1/2 cup, and I had 1/2 cup. So there are my carbs, proteins, and fats. I'm going to click check and add it. All right, so let's say I also had some organic protein powder. Okay, so I had 2. So the serving size is 1 scoop, but I had 2 scoops. I'm going to click the check, add. So there's my breakfast for the day. Let's just, actually, I need my fat in there. Let's add in sun butter. Okay, and I'm going to say I had about 1.5 tablespoons, and I'm going to add that into my MyFitnessPal. Perfect. So there is my breakfast for the day. And I would do that for my lunch, dinner, and any snacks that I did engage in eating. Now, let's fast forward, let's jump to the future, and let's say I am logging my breakfast tomorrow, and I had the same exact breakfast that I had today. What you can do is hit the 3 little dots, and you can copy from date. So I'm going to copy from breakfast today. And there it is, it copies right in. So if you're a creature of habit like I am and tend to eat the same meals for a few weeks, that saves you a lot of time. You can just copy from the previous day and put it right into your MyFitnessPal. Let's see, I don't believe there is anything else actually, yes, there is something else I want to go over. So if you click the More button and go into your goals, this is where you can set your macros. I will be giving you your own personalized set if you're choosing to track macros. MyFitnessPal will do it for you, but it doesn't take everything into consideration. So when you get the macros from me, you will have to set your weight and all of that, but you can leave it as is. So when you get your macros from me, you're going to hit calorie, carbs, protein, and fat goals. Okay, so this is where we're going to have to really try our best just to match it up. This is also where the premium can come into handy if you're really being very diligent in tracking your macros. Someone like a bodybuilder or a professional athlete may be very diligent, but for daily lifestyle, it's not necessary to be that strict and rigid. So, all right, let's say you are going to be eating 1,900 calories, okay? MyFitnessPal will kind of distribute the macronutrients how it thinks it should be distributed to meet that caloric intake. So let's say I give you a different set of macros. Let's say I want you to be consuming roughly 120 grams of protein and 75 grams of fat and 200 grams of carbs. We're not going to get that exactly how we want it. So when you're tracking, be mindful that you can go maybe 10 grams over in carbs. But because this is the free trial of MyFitnessPal, it's not going to let us set exact macros. So we kind of just have to be flexible here. All right, so you have set your macros as close as you can to the set that I have given you. And MyFitnessPal will not let you finalize that until it is equivalent to 100% of your calories. So we've gotten pretty close. We're 10 grams shy of carbs, 1 gram shy of protein, and 1 gram shy of fat. So I'm going to hit check. And then there are my new macros. And I can just go back, go home, and you can see that it's changed at the top. All right, so I think that is the basics for MyFitnessPal. If you have any questions, reach out and I'd be more than happy to help you. Bye.